to a letter from the district right now. Mansfield ISD police are on the scene there, so are Arlington police. Let's show you where that location is of that high school. So that's Mansfield. Timberview is just south of 20. That's Texas Toll Road 360 that's coming up there, that it's right off the toll road there, so you have a sense of on the southern part of below 20 in Arlington. Mansfield abuts Arlington just a little bit below that. So we're going to go for some aerials now of this active shooter investigation at Timberview High School. You can see the school. Of course, we're going to try to stay wide out there, but we do know that there's been a heavy police response and presence to whatever is going on there. And so I'll just kind of describe what I see. We don't want to jump to any conclusions, but we see a lot of cars pulled off on the side of the road there. Some of them appear to be police cars in the service area there, and potentially below that, although those just may be cars that are pulled over for various reasons. So there's really not a lot to know about this situation right now. No visitors, of course, being permitted inside the school at the moment. No further details really from the district, and we're going to be taking official information on this, but we do know there's quite a bit of buzz about what's happening inside or at or near this high school, a very large, a large high school in the Mansfield School District. Again, we're trying to, we do see some police presence coming in right now. We are unable to essentially communicate with the chopper at the moment, but we can see what's happening, and that looked like certainly an active moment there. We don't see the students. We don't see really much presence outside. Hard to tell what that is right in front. Yeah, we do see a few people outside. But really no large congregation of students or staff, or sort of the processing that we have typically or have seen in past in situations like this one. This call came in earlier this morning, I think really not much more than 30 minutes ago. And we have been monitoring it ever since. You know, a lot of cars obviously out in front because school was in process when this happened, so it's hard to tell what's the response from the police and what's the response with just cars that are parked there. And again, there's probably an Arlington or a Mansfield School District police officer walking. I guess it's good to see people walking at this time as opposed to running, and communicating what's going on the ground. Mansfield ISD Police, Arlington Police, and other neighboring law enforcement agencies, we're told by the district, are investigating an active shooter situation at Timberview High School, which is south of I-20, next to Texas 360 Tollway, and quite a large school there. It's Mansfield School District, but is actually in the city of Arlington, as school districts sometimes do cross over city borders. That school is on lockdown, and okay, so students and staff are locked in their classrooms. Potentially that's why we're not seeing anybody outside. Students and staff are locked inside their classrooms and offices right now, and no visitors, of course, are permitted inside. Large response from the fire department, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fire trucks right there, and a lot of police vehicles right in front of the school. You do also see some heavily armed response as well, as just sort of street officers. So the response is quite serious to whatever is happening in there. We have EMS on the ground, another police, more fire trucks in response. And it's just hard to know what's going on in there. We don't have any, we can't speculate as to what has happened. We do see that they're ready for a large EMS response in the event that there is a mass situation that they need to respond to. And you see all stripes of response from police, from heavily armed to street officers to fire EMS. Everyone is locked up inside Timberview High School right now. That's Mansfield School District in Arlington, Timberview High School, just south of 20. And this is an ongoing and hot investigation right now. It's, you know, we've seen 2 officers apparently enter the building, heavily armed, running in, and that is all that we've seen in terms of traffic going in and out. Hard to tell what's happening right there in front, if those are, if that's fire with some sort of protective gear on. It doesn't appear to be police officers. This is a very large response, obviously. You'd want to be at least very cautious, but potentially, you know, it could go beyond that. We don't know. We don't have any information about what's happened inside, except for what you can see outside. That's so you have Mansfield ISD, you have Arlington Police, you know, major urban police department like Arlington will have a variety of ways to respond with just bringing in the patrol units, but also some of these heavily armed officers. You see two of them, one or two of them right there, heading towards one of the entrances of the school, going beyond that tape. Are they entering the building? It's unclear, doesn't appear to be at that time. So there could be some sort of staging area right there below that porch in the shade. It does appear that there's a kind of a congregation there. Frequently or almost always in events like this, there'll be a large communications hub in response to all the people and all the crew and staff that are responding to coordinate efforts. Unclear if that's right there, but generally that would be in a large truck that they would pull in. So now you see the fire department right in front of us. This is, again, Mansfield Timberview High School in the city of Arlington. A parent letter has gone out to the entire district. I'll read it to you now. Mansfield ISD Police, Arlington Police, and other neighboring law enforcement agencies are investigating an active shooter situation at Timberview High School. The school is currently on lockdown, and students and staff are locked in their classrooms and offices. No visitors are being permitted at this time. There is still an active investigation, so further details are not available at this time. The district will send an update when more information is available. We are not going to get ahead of ourselves in this coverage. We'll just tell you what we see and what we know, and so far, that's it. We have one communication from the school district and what we can see with our own eyes, which is a very large response to an active shooter situation at a high school in the city of Arlington. In front of us is, it looks like the most active place in terms of where responders would be congregating, but you do see ambulances, you do see fire trucks, you can see EMS response in that lower right-hand corner. It looks like that's some EMS response. And then you have some police trucks in the upper left-hand corner. And so you know that there's a lot of personnel here. And we know that everyone's locked inside that building right now. So sometimes in situations like these, you would see the students come out or the staff come out and essentially be processed by police to make sure that they are not a suspect or something about whatever is going on inside. Here come a couple more officers. This would typically be the SWAT department, heavily armed like this. You know, they're running, of course, as you would run, but we don't know that they're necessarily running to go inside. Everyone adrenaline pumping and making sure that that they're doing their job. So going to cross this line, not going to that area that we looked at before, potentially going in this other entrance here. No. Okay, so the front door of the high school, we're on a tight shot right now, but they are approaching sort of the primary entrance of the high school. It's a large school. I don't know off the top of my head, but it does look like it's a 5A, 6A large city high school. It's in Arlington. That's the Mansfield School Department. So that's kind of southern part of Arlington, and Mansfield, the northern part of Mansfield would attend there. So now you have 4 heavily armed officers, probably SWAT, going in the front door of Mansfield Timberview High School, where everyone is locked down inside. This is a active shooter situation that we know people would love to know more about. We are just telling you what we know and what we see, and nothing more than that. And this probably, like I believe the call came in probably around 10 minutes to 10, around that time, potentially. And so there has been communication pretty quickly with parents from the school district. And obviously a very large response. So they did go, as you can see, that's the front of the school, that sort of rotunda area. And this looks like a wing off here to the right, which is getting less attention. There are police over there, but we don't see anybody staffed up over there or sort of rendezvousing for any sort of particular communication. Here's a wider shot. Now you can see it's a very large school, and built around that center courtyard area. We saw 4 officers just going through the center, and off to the left there, I don't know which position, if that's north or whatever, but there's a sort of a large congregation of officers there. And now you can see the area generally around very quiet. It's going to be locked down. No one's going to be coming in or out. So I believe now we have reporter Rebecca Lopez on the phone, who is either there or close to there. Rebecca, tell us where you are and just tell us what you see.
Well, I am standing right in front of the school, and I'm parked on the side of the road because they have blocked off some of the highway, so you can't get here. But when I first arrived, there were a bunch of parents, and they were trying to run up here to the school, and there were police officers saying, look, we're taking all the kids to an area off of Debbie Lane. They were giving them the address. They told the parents to go there. I talked to one mom. I hope we have the interview. I just sent it in. But I was talking to one of the moms. She says, yes, I'm texting with my son. He's okay, but this is a parent's worst nightmare. I have a friend whose son is also inside the school. He says, she told me that he texted in a group text a while ago and told the family, I love you, I'm okay, I'm in lockdown, I'm hiding. And then just a little while ago, I saw a police SWAT team go inside the front of the school. There is a large police presence. We saw, on my way here, I saw Arlington police officers running code, a bunch of officers trying to get here as fast as they can. I mean, just a large police presence. The parents obviously very concerned. A lot of parents showing up here right now, and we're still trying to get confirmation from police. There is going to be a command center that is being set up, trying to get confirmation as to what exactly has happened and how many people may have actually been, if anybody is actually shot inside. So we're just waiting to get all that confirmation. But I can tell you a lot of concerned parents.
Sure.
This is probably one of the largest police presence that I have ever seen myself. And, I've covered a lot of this kind of stuff, but there's a large presence out here.